Welcome back. Welcome back to Dr. Gem Mint, and I've been having a great time talking about Perfect Order, so I'm going to jump in again. If you guys have been liking the content, please like and subscribe and continue watching. But today we're going to be talking about Perfect Order, and again, prices are actually going up and the top chase card has changed. So I'm just going to start with the booster boxes, kind of talking about my experience so far with picking up the set. I've been able to find a good amount of it in the store. I found some packs in Walmart, sleeve boosters, opened some packs of those, and then I think I still got one or two ETBs from Target. I haven't opened those yet, but I was able to pick up quite a bit of Perfect Order so far, and this is the first set I've been able to get into in the stores. There has been plenty on the shelves. People aren't clearing it out, so I'm thinking kids are going to be able to collect this too, which is awesome and amazing, so it can kind of keep the generations going. And it's getting it's gotten to a point, and it will continue to get to a point with Perfect Order where it's just completely kind of underrated or belittled, because it's not bad at all to me. I mean, it's one of the better sets. I don't think they've missed on a set in the Mega Evolution block personally, because as you look, I mean, the prices on these on the secondary market have plummeted. A Perfect Order ETB is already at $73. It's probably going to get close to the $60 range, especially with what we've been seeing with them being left on the shelf. They were uploaded onto the Target website, and they sat on the website for 12 hours. And that was ETBs. That was sleeves. That was booster bundles. The booster bundles were a little bit higher in price than the typical $24 or $26.97, whatever price Pokemon Center charges. So that contributed, but it was only a couple of bucks if people truly wanted to collect it. And the ETBs were $60 instead of $50. I don't think ETBs will ever get to $50 again. And they just sat. And they sat. So these are definitely going to get pretty close to retail, if not retail, like the higher retail number, which is $60. I can see it definitely getting there at this point. The booster bundles have gotten close to that $200 mark. It will regularly sell under $200, I would think, too, and that's going to be an amazing buy for anyone that can pick that up, as booster boxes tend to not be reproduced and reprinted. If you see the price of the an ETB case for 10 ETBs for $720, I mean, I'm sure you can get it for $700 if you look hard enough. That's an amazing deal for a sealed case of that, if anyone's a seal collector. And that's a whole nother thing I probably would have to talk about at some point. I don't really believe in this. If someone's a seal collector and then they collect, they say they collect sealed cases, that's not a collector. That's just an investor at that point. But that's a whole nother conversation. You can collect ETBs because they have cool artwork. Booster bundles, booster boxes kind of make sense to me, and maybe one sleeve. But if you got like 20 sleeves, you're investing to get something else or to flip one or the other. But that's another conversation for another day. Now let's look at the actual pack prices. I think they're close to $7. They're about under $7, which is also a good sign. They've gone down tremendously, so the market isn't taking strongly to Perfect Order. But now we're going to jump into the singles. So I'm going to sort to the high price, and it's going to be a shock for some if you haven't seen the market lately. But the Meowth, it's going back and forth. So yesterday, Meowth was the top card in the set. Today, it's Mega Zygarde Gold. So it's going to go back and forth, but the Meowth shot up in price. And this is the big thing for me right here. This is the thing that showed to me that Perfect Order is being completely underrated, undervalued, and not understood. The fact that you have two cards close to $200 raw, and the sets is still approaching $180. It's about $200. I mean, the booster box is getting ready to go under $200. You have two chase cards that are about $200. You can look at sets that are supposed to be considered amazing, like Phantasmal Flame, which they have, I believe, it's the gold Charizard for about $300, and then the amazing Charizard artwork, which is about 800, and then after that, the next chase card is about $35, and that's just another Charizard. Then Dawn's about 30. Then you get to the Sharpedo at 25, and then Dawn's at 30. So it's just a not a highly valued set in general. But if you look at Perfect Order, just remember the price I just said of what it actually goes for. If you're looking at Phantasmal Flame, top card $185, second place card $185, third place card $110, fourth place card $88. I can go again with these prices and just say the lowest listed, but I don't know if they're Japanese or whatnot. So I'm just going on the market price just to make it simple, because that usually adjusts anyway. 87 for the Starmie. Rosa's Encouragement, $83. I'm still not at $50 yet. Mega Clefable, $70. And then you get to the Clefairy. So there are cards over $70. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 cards over $70 from the set. And you get 1 card that's worth $33. 2 cards are worth about $33. So that's a lot of cards in there that hold some value and compared to other sets. Because when we got to Phantasmal Flame, the third card was $33. It took us to get to the 7th card to get at $33 in Perfect Order. Yet this set is considered horrible. That doesn't make too much sense. And the artwork is gorgeous. Look at the Meowth. Just the regular ultra rare, beautiful card. I see why people want to collect it. The Meowth general artwork for the SIR, beautiful card. I heard it looks amazing in person. I didn't think it was going to be almost $200. I didn't know people love Meowth like that. This one's the underrated one for me. It's at $110. Gorgeous artwork. People were talking about how bad this set is. I was waiting to see if this card was actually going to get a $70. I don't think it will at this point, but I was just kind of waiting and seeing, just in case that was going to happen. I was going to scoop one up. The price has already bounced back. I wonder what the low sold was for this card. I don't see what the low sale was 87. So I would have bought, anybody would have bought it that, but the low price isn't getting lower than what it is to me. I don't see this card dipping under $100 again. The low listing looks like it's $112. So that's about the market price. So that goes back to the fact that this set is pretty darn good, guys. I don't know why people were hating on the set. And then you can start looking at cards that aren't too popular. The Pokepad, I think that'll continuously go down little by little, even though it seemed like it's good for the TCG in general. Let me see, because I actually play a little bit of the TCG online. Let me see what the text is. Search your deck for a Pokemon that doesn't have a rule box. Reveal it and put it in your hand. Then shuffle your deck. So you can look for cards basically. So it's basically not EXVs, the top tier cards. So you can just find a basic card where you're just trying to get into your hand. I'm trying to think of something I can work with. I guess a non-rule box card would be like a. I used to play the Gimme. No, it wasn't not Gimme Ghoul. One of those sets, and then it allowed you just to continuously draw for steel energies, and it would just kind of make your deck overpowering. So there's probably play in that where it could be really good for the TCG, so I can see why that's so good. But you can start looking at other cards. The Patch of Starmie, $15, great buy. Rosa's Encouragement, just the ultra rare, $13, great buy. The Mega Zygarde ultra rare is going down. It's about $11. The artwork looks pretty good. I'm watching. I'm not in a rush on this set. I already got what I want from the lower tier cards because it has been so low in price, and I'm going to kind of talk about that to finish off. This card looks amazing. Some cards I just don't feel rushed. Like if I get it because I like to buy multiple so I can grade my own PSA 10 because it feels like more of an accomplishment when I do that. So I would like to get that card. I haven't really picked up yet. The Mega Starmie Ultra Rare, I would like to pick that up and grade a couple of those. And then now we can start talking about the illustration rares. So the Dedenne has already gone on price. The market price is $9.34. That's just an illustration rare. It's probably going to hit $10 because it's been slowly ticking up. That's a whole nother video where people told us not to buy a perfect order until the 2 weeks afterwards, and the prices have obviously gone up. I was buying the Denny's for $6.50 on release day because I felt like it was going to go up because it's a good artwork. So I already got my 3. I bought a ton of Rowlets for like the $6 mark. It hit like $9 at one point. It's selling at about $7, $8. I mean, I'm thinking it's probably going to hit. Once people figure out perfect order is not bad, it's going to go over $10. Both Dedenne and Rowlet will probably be under $10 when people figure out that perfect order doesn't suck. I don't know if that's going to be now, 5 years, it doesn't matter. But if you're a collector, just go ahead and collect what you want. Don't listen to what the people are saying, because they always just say, oh, this set sucks, this sucks. There's cards in the set that don't suck, and majority of them don't suck in the set. And then they never really sucked in a set in the first place. I still don't understand what the whole thing with perfect order. I think it was because the chase card was a Zygarde and Meowth, but then people realized the artwork on both was pretty lit. That changed people's tone. The Esper, I'm trying to wait to see if that price goes down because it looks pretty cool, but I just not a big fan of Esper for $5.50. The Auroras, I'm keeping my eye on because I don't want a couple more. I only got 2. I just really would like to grade a couple, add to my collection. And I'm also waiting on the Tyrant from the ETB. That has been about, I would say that's hit about $5. And I'm just seeing that people get really tired of it and it gets closer to $3, but that's probably won't happen. Not in a rush again. That's just, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I'm not losing sleep over that. And if we're going to get close to the card that I think is the most undervalued, this Doublade. I got a couple of those. I'm watching to see if they kind of dip again. If people get tired once the next set releases, Crimson Rising, or whatever it's called. The Raticate for $4 is slowly going down. I'm just waiting for that to get a 3. I'll pick some more up of that. And then the Talonflame was the one that I was just scooping left and right. I got so many. I probably got like 10 plus of those because at one point it was like a $3.30 card. So I just bought a lot of them. Talonflame was one of my favorite cards when it came to XY. I use them so much in the competitive scene, and it just is a gorgeous artwork when you see him flying over the sky. I can't believe it's one of the lower cost cards in this set. It's less than Aurora's. I think things may have just changed when Talonflame didn't end up being a super popular card, but for me, or Pokemon, but for me, he's one of my favorites. So I definitely had to scoop that up, and I'm just going to keep a bunch in my collection. I just like having PSA 10 just to kind of enjoy. It makes it easier to trade, because I like to trade for different illustration rares too, build my collection that way. The Spufa for $3.30. I'm surprised it's held up so well, because usually people don't like no-name Pokemon like that, but the artwork is pretty dope, so that could be a big reason why. And even a Lumineo Station, I was considering picking one of those up. I've been waiting to see if that price dips to like bulk pile levels, because people tend to not like city cards, but it hasn't dipped yet. So this is one of my XY cards that I would love to have, and hopefully it comes down soon. But this is basically an XY set. That could be why it didn't really do so well as you look at it. The XY generation isn't quite old enough. That's probably another 3 or 4 years, and then they'll start collecting. That could be a reason why why this set's not heralded like that. I think people forget that us millennials and 90s babies are old, so there's going to be another generation that doesn't really care as much about. Everyone could always care about the original original Pokemon, but XY hasn't gotten its respect yet, and that day's coming. And then this Pro Pass for $230 market, it still hasn't hit the egregious prices of some of the other cards that are like $120, that are $1.20 in some of these other sets. So nothing has really dropped to be in horrendous territory. So Perfect Order is not a bad set. I'll keep saying that. It's just influencers trying to tell people the wrong thing and make people question their decisions. But overall, it's an amazing set. Just like any of the other ones, fun to collect if you're truly collecting and try to build out the collection you want to do. Drapion is lowest on this set at $188. That's a whole nother conversation. So if this keeps dropping, I'm going to be looking more at that. I haven't even picked up much of it yet. But that's it. That's all we're going to talk about today. Let me know what you guys think. Thanks for watching the videos. And it's always great to have a conversation about what's going on in the Pokemon market. See you guys soon. Peace.